kids podcast.
You can go slow.
A kids podcast about.
Hi, my name's Jelani, and I'm the founder of A Kids Company About. We've partnered with a longtime hero of mine, icon, legend, and reading advocate, LeVar Burton, for our latest book. His book is titled A Kid's Book About Imagination. In it, he talks all about how imagination can change the future if only we can imagine it. Learn more at akidsco.com.
This is It's Okay to Ask, a kids' advice podcast. I'm your host, Nina Purewal. We know that you confront big questions weekly, or maybe even daily, about what to do, what to say, and how to respond. Asking for advice from friends and classmates is a great way to help inform your own decision-making choices. And it's okay to ask. That's why we're making this show. We want to provide a safe space for you to ask questions and also get advice. But sometimes you've got to ask a couple of people for advice before you're ready to take the next step. And that's why we've created an entirely different kind of podcast, a dynamically created podcast. This means that no two listens are the same. Listen to the episode, then delete it and download it again for a totally new outcome, just like asking a second or third person for advice. Today we've got advice from Bianca, Jonah, and Aria.
My name is Bianca. I am 7 years old. I live in Ontario, Canada.
Hi, my name is Jonah. I am 11 years old, and I live in Maryland.
My name is Aria. I'm 8 years old, and I'm from Toronto, Ontario.
You will be hearing from at least one of them later. And the reason why you're hearing from them and not me or another adult? Easy. Sometimes getting advice from kids is more helpful or beneficial than hearing from adults, because a peer is someone who is of similar age and experience to you, and they can often understand aspects of your life in special ways because they're going through it too. Today's question comes from Hannah. Hannah asks, do you have to accept an apology if you don't believe it? What do you think? Do you have to accept an apology if you don't believe it? Let's hear some advice.
You don't have to accept an apology if you don't believe it. You can have time to think about it, and you don't have to accept it if you don't believe that you have to. Don't accept an apology if your gut is saying not to. Only if you really think about it and you think it's the right choice.
Welcome back. The advice we give often comes from a place of experience. What we've been through or what we've learned so far helps us to figure out how to respond when new experiences come our way, or when friends are asking for advice about their new experiences. Let's listen again as Bianca, Jonah, or Aria share a time when they went through something similar to Hannah.
There was this person at recess, and they used to make me upset. And they kept on apologizing and apologizing and apologizing. And I knew that the apology wasn't coming from their heart because their behavior did not change.
We all go through these experiences, even grown-ups. If you've got one near you, just ask them. I guarantee they've been through something similar in their lives. Now, that doesn't make it any easier for you to go through it necessarily, but it can serve as reassurance that you're not going through it alone. And even though it's hard, you're going to be okay when you come out the other side. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're looking for your advice. Seriously, stick around.
Here at A Kids Company About, we make podcasts, but also books, classes, and even more for kids and families just like yours. We've got a couple new and upcoming books in our Little Book About Board book series, embracing toddlerhood's most essential topics. Here's one of our authors sharing a sneak peek.
Hey, my name's Alicia, and I'm the author and illustrator of A Little Book About Grit, a new book in the series about what it means to never give up and how that superpower supercharges your growth. Learn more about A Little Book About Grit by visiting akidsco.com.
Hi, I'm Nikita Simpson.
And I'm Dr. Lockhart.
I wrote a kid's book called A Kid's Book About Emotions.
And I help kids and grown-ups work through their emotions.
This is Everyday Feels, a podcast about emotions for kids and their grown-ups. I think it's so great when you have a person that you trust in your life, that you feel open and able to share everything that's going on inside of you.
I agree, Nikita, because I think it takes so much confidence and bravery in sharing our stories and being vulnerable, because we're trying to normalize talking about feelings and emotions. That means that we all have them, and it's okay to talk about them because we all feel them.
And you're always allowed to feel what you feel.
Let's continue this journey together.
This is Everyday Feels, a podcast about emotions for kids and their grown-ups.
Welcome back to It's Okay to Ask, a kids' advice podcast. Before the break, we heard advice based on a question sent in by Hannah about accepting apologies, even if you don't believe them. Now, it's our turn to come to you. Bianca, Jonah, and Arya each brought a question, and you'll hear from one of them in just a moment. After you do, it's your opportunity to share some advice. Here we go.
What happens if you go to school and you miss your family?
Well, what do you think? What's your advice? You can pause the show and share with whomever else is listening with you. And you can also share with us. And we mean that. You can write to us or send us a voice message, and we'll make sure your advice gets into the right hands. Email listen@akidspodcastabout.com. And one last thing before we go. Remember that I shared in the beginning that this is a special kind of podcast? One that's dynamically created so that no two listens are the same? If you're ready to hear another advice to Hannah's question, or if you're just curious to hear what others had to say, delete this episode from your podcast app and download it again for a totally new outcome. If you're listening on a website, hit refresh. And remember, it's okay to ask for advice on whatever is going on in your world. You are not doing this alone, my friend. Until next time, I'm Nina. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Hannah, for your wonderful question, and to Bianca, Jonah, and Arya for your fantastic advice. If there's a question you'd like to ask, or if you have advice to share, you can reach us at listen@akidspodcastabout.com. It's Okay to Ask is written by me, Nina Purewal. You can learn more about me and my work at ninapurewal.com. Our show is edited and produced by Matthew Winner, with help from Chad Michael Snavely and the team at Sound On Studios. Our executive producer is Jelani Memory, and this show was brought to you by A Kids Podcast About. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, and check out other incredible podcasts made for kids just like you by visiting akidsco.com.
Hi, this is Matthew, and I'm head of podcasts at A Kids Company About. We hope you enjoyed this show, and we'd love for you to check out our growing library of shows at A Kids Podcast About. Whether you're looking for storytelling with crafts and activities, fact-finding with experts and enthusiasts, or looking to explore and understand your world better, we have got a podcast for you. Check out the A Kids Podcast About channel on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, or visit akidsco.com.